Today's video is so good. I am so excited for this. I am talking about luxury makeup that I do not regret purchasing. And honestly, if something were to happen, if I lost them or if I used them up, I would absolutely repurchase them. And I try to reduce them so it won't be too overwhelming. So I'm trying to stick to about 3 to 4 per category. But I can absolutely do a part 2 if you want to see more, or I could do a more high-end products instead of luxury. But yeah, I'm super excited about this video. Grab something to drink. I think it's going to be a long one, but so good. And let's hang out together. I did decide to not include skincare, hair care, or fragrance because it would just be too long. Again, I can do another video with those, but I do want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that is Idyl. And I have worked with them many times before. You guys already know that most of my jewelry, at least earrings and necklaces, are from them, and I have some new pieces I'm so excited to show you. So there's a few pieces from them that I always wear. This necklace that's hiding right here, I pretty much wear this all the time. I almost never take it out. This is the regular chain with the solo number 5, which is 1/2 carat round diamonds. It's set in a bezel setting and I love it. I think it's just so classic. And I do have the chain clasp on the shortest setting. You can definitely make it longer, but I really like it when it's set. Another piece that I never take off is this one up here. It's called the Frankie, and I love it because it has a flat back, so it's very comfortable, and it has this kind of curve to it, and it sits so nicely right in there. I think it just adds just a little pop of sparkle. I never take that off. Even when I train jiu-jitsu, I will take everything off except that one. I will just tape it. And now let's move on to some of the new pieces. I am going to start with this one right here. This is called Venezia. This is a pear-shaped diamond, and I paired it with their tiniest stud. And I think that this gives a lot more impact than I was expecting because you have the circle diamond and the pear. It just adds so much sparkle to the ear, and you can turn it, you can point it down if you want or sideways. I kind of like to point it up, but yeah, this has a lot more impact than I expected. And the pear-shaped diamond is just so beautiful. I actually really like pear-shaped diamonds. Moving on to the next one, and this one is the Capri. And this add-on is so beautiful. It is also a pear. Actually, all the new ones are pear-shaped, which I love. I'm going to show it to you in this earring because this, you could probably see a little bit better. This one, I love how elegant it looks. I actually really like this one on the main piercing as well because it's so dainty. It does hang down a little bit, but it's not too much. I find it a very elegant, very sparkly. It kind of catches your attention, and yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the Lulu add-on that they have, and I've worn that so much. I feel like this one is a step up from Lulu. It's a little bit more elegant, if I were to say, and I think the shape is also very dainty. Now moving on to the main piece right here. These are the Paris add-on, and they are so beautiful. They're so sparkly. You get 3 diamonds, and then I paired it with their larger stud, and it comes from smaller to larger diamond. I love the way it hangs down. I love the way they kind of wiggle when I talk. I think it catches the eye. It's a very sparkly, and I did wear these in a video. I can't remember which one, but I had so many comments asking me about my earrings because, you know, they definitely just grab the eye. You know, it's so sparkly, and I do find these a little bit more elegant, but I did wear them to a wedding, very dolled up, but I also wore them with something like this where like I have a cashmere sweater with baggy jeans and loafers, and I just really like the way it works with that. So it's not necessarily just for a dress up. I love the pairing of capri with the Paris. And I do have an ear cuff right here. This one is not new. This I just connected to just a simple gold hoop right here. And that is my new ear stack. There are so many reasons why I love Idyl so much. I think their designs are very unique, yet they're very timeless. They're modular. You can change your ear stack the way you want. You can have your beautiful studs and change different add-ons to them, which I find just still to this day brilliant. I also think the experience that they offer is absolutely luxurious. I think their pieces are gorgeous. They are so sparkly. Every time I open a package, first of all, the packaging itself is absolutely luxurious. The box that it comes in, and when I open it, I always am so mesmerized by how beautiful these pieces are. I will say that online footage does not do it justice. When you see them in person, they are so beautiful. They actually select the top 1% lab-grown diamonds, and then they create these beautiful designs, and you have endless possibilities with their pieces. And so you can absolutely tell the quality and the luxury that comes with these pieces when you open it. They truly offer honest luxury at true value, and you can immediately see that once you open your package and see how beautiful this jewelry is. I cherish my Idyl pieces so much that I keep them all in this box right here. This is actually from Idyl as well. It has Idyl written right there, and I just keep all my little add-ons in here. Okay, maybe a couple of rings that aren't Idyl, but I do keep all my little add-ons here. I will have everything that I showed you linked down below. I also have a code with them. It is Tania Wells 10. It'll give you 10% off if you want to purchase anything. And thank you, Idyl, so much for working with me. I absolutely love your pieces, and these new add-ons are just incredible. I'm kind of obsessed. Let's move on from luxury jewelry to luxury makeup. And I do have a disclaimer here to make. Just because I love these products and do not regret purchasing them does not mean that they're worth the money. And that is just such a personal issue. What's worth it to you may not be worth it to me, and vice versa. So I'm not saying that this is worth all your money. I'm just saying from personal experience, I love these products so much that I would spend the $200-300 on a makeup item. And that is just where I'm at. You may not be there, and this may just be a fun video for you to watch. But I just wanted to put this disclaimer out there. I'm not saying that these are worth the money. I'm just saying I love them. So let's start with foundation, which is probably the most expensive item I'm going to talk to you about today. This is the La Prairie foundation. It is called, I have no idea, Skin Caviar plus Concealer Foundation, SPF 15. This is ridiculously expensive, but I would purchase it again. It's what I'm wearing today. It is actually the end of the day, and I still have it on. It still looks flawless. Every time I wear this foundation, I am mesmerized at how beautiful it sits on the skin, how long lasting it is. I actually have had this makeup on, I don't even know how many hours. It is the evening, okay? So I've had this since, I want to say 12 o'clock today. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've used so much of it. It does have a concealer at the top, and in the beginning I wasn't very excited about it, but I've actually been using it a lot to pinpoint conceal, not necessarily under the eyes. And you do have this applicator that, you know what, I got used to it. I don't mind it. I like it. And the texture of it, it couldn't be in a pump because it would clog it. So anyway, I don't mind the packaging. I like it. And I am in the shade Honey Beige NW30. Absolutely a glorious foundation. Another one that I think it's no surprise is the Chantecaille reformulated foundation. This is, I think, a third of the price of this one, but it is similar on the skin. It still has kind of that not whipped necessarily formula, but that moussey. And don't think the Maybelline one. It's a very what's the word? Gel-like a whipped gelish formula. And this is similar to La Prairie. I think La Prairie has a lot more coverage, but you can build this up as well. I think it is gorgeous. It is a little bit more glowier than the older formula, which I appreciate. And it looks like I have Barbie skin when I wear this. It is absolutely gorgeous. The next one is a newer one for me, and I have fallen in love with it so hard. It is the new Tom Ford Architecture Radiance Foundation. This is fabulous. It is just so good. It is so long lasting. It does not get in my like smile lines. The pores look absolutely flawless, and I would repurchase it in a heartbeat. I have mine in the shade 10.5, and it's good, but I could see myself getting another shade for winter or just use my white drops in it. But this is a beautiful foundation. Again, a newer discovery for me, but it quickly climbed up to being one of my favorites. So that is a must. And the last one I'm going to share for is an old favorite, and that is the Givenchy Prisme Libre Glow Serum Foundation. This is one of those foundations that you put on and you're like, wow, my skin looks glowy yet poreless, smooth. It's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I had to include this one here. I think this is another one of those foundations that I reach for over and over and over again. I have so many foundations, but this one is the cheapest out of all the ones I'm talking about, but it is the same quality. It's right up there. And yeah, I am in the shade 3W. One thing that I do want to mention is that luxury beauty tends to have fragrance in their products to make it more luxurious. So if you're sensitive to fragrance, I would say 90% of these have some sort of fragrance in them. Moving on to concealers, and I actually don't think I have a ton of luxurious concealers that I would want to repurchase. I did pick 3 and I stand behind these. I would 100% repurchase them, but it was easier than a foundations. Because foundations, I had so many, I had to pick just a few. But let's start with the Chanel Sublimage Concealer. It's the one I'm wearing today, and I'm getting kind of low on this one. I have the shade 20 or 30. 30. I have the shade 30. And again, the packaging wasn't my favorite, but you know what I do? I just work off the cap. I take a little bit, and you need a dot. You need so little of this product. It is very high coverage, very beautiful under the eyes, very forgiving and kind of smoothing, and also it has that peachy undertone. It's not intense. Don't get scared. It's just enough to correct your under eyes, and it is gorgeous. It's still up here. I use it all the time, and I can't believe I did not finish it yet because I use it so much, and truly it is getting there. Another concealer that I find myself reaching for over and over again is the Sisley concealer. This is in the shade 2, and you get so much product in here that once you break down the price, the same with Chanel, you get a ton of product in here, but you are not paying luxury price at that point. You know, you're paying like a regular concealer, but this is so beautiful for more, I wouldn't want to say just mature eyes or wrinkles, but I do tend to have just a little bit of wrinkles, and this just goes over them so beautifully. It's almost like an eye cream with corrector properties. I think it is gorgeous, absolutely worth my money, and it is one that I reach for daily. If I want full coverage, I won't go for this one, but for my day-to-day concealer, this is an amazing one. And then the last one, it's not necessarily considered luxury, but I put the Hourglass in here. It is quite right there, like luxury, high end, but this concealer is incredible. It's so funny because when I first reviewed it, I did not like it. I did not like it at all. I actually gave it to somebody else. I had a few shades and I just gave them, and then I picked it up again and I cannot put it down. It's my most reliable concealer for full coverage, longevity, and all that. The key is to use very little. I think I was overusing it, so now I just literally put a dot here and there and I am good to go. The same with the Chanel powders. This will be a no surprise La Prairie powder. Yeah, It is probably my most used powder, and it also comes with a smaller one. It is very expensive, but in my opinion, for what it does and how much product you get, it's worth my money. I will repurchase it probably forever. It is so beautiful. It doesn't look powdery under the eyes. It's very blurring, very smoothing without feeling cakey at all. It's incredible. And I have the shade Translucent 1. Another one is my Chanel Loose Powder. You know, per price and how much you're getting, I wouldn't say that this is a luxury pricing. It is a very good powder. And I have 3 loose powders that sit right here at all times: La Prairie, Chanel, and the Huda. And these 3 is all I need. I think they're beautiful. This is a little bit heavier than the La Prairie. It's just more blurring and a little bit more intense, but yet still kind of undetectable around the eyes. And I think it's gorgeous. I have mine in the shade 30 and I like the shade. I was thinking if I should have gone with shade 20. It'll be a while till I have to repurchase it, but we'll see. I like the shade 30. The next luxury powder that I would repurchase is the pressed powder from Givenchy. And I really like it. It has a mirror, this little brush that I actually use, and then the powder inside. It is very great on the go. This actually is in my purse at all times. This kind of replaced the Charlotte Tilbury one. They're both gorgeous, but this one seems to be a little bit lighter under the eyes, so I would absolutely repurchase this one. This is in the shade 03. I am really forcing myself to not talk too much and go through these products real quick. Moving on to contours, I have I think only 2. This is the Westman Atelier in the shade Visky. This is 100% a repurchase. I think I repurchased this I don't even know how many times. I have another backup. It is the perfect contour shade for me. Actually, I have 3. What am I talking about? One is like a bronzer contour, but it is so beautiful, so reliable, long lasting. Love the color. So I definitely like the shade Biscuit on me. The next one is definitely a splurge. These are the Victoria Beckham Contour Stylist, and I do have 2 colors. Travertine, I would say, is my most used one. So you get very little product for what you're paying. So it is definitely luxury price. I love this color to contour my nose, my lips, kind of around my eyes. It is so beautiful. And honestly, I still have quite a bit, and I use these daily. These are sitting right here at all times. And then I also have the shade Marble. This one I use more for like my cheeks, my forehead. Also, if I want to just contour this Cupid's bow right here, I'll just add a dot right there. So yeah, these I would repurchase in a heartbeat. They are used daily. The last product that is kind of like a contour bronzer, depending what shade you're getting, are these Sarah Creal bronzers. I'm putting them under contours because the shade 1 is my most used one, and for me this is more of a contour shade. Wow, it's so dirty, but I have a huge dent in there. I'm afraid I'm going to hit pan soon. This reminds me a lot of the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer, just not quite as tacky. They're beautiful. I think the packaging is absolutely stunning. I do have shade 2 as well. I've used both of these today, just a little bit of each. Moving on to bronzers, and I actually only have 2 in this category that I think they're luxurious. And the first one is Fara Homidi bronzer. This comes as no surprise for most of you because you guys know how much I love this product. It is so used and abused. I should actually clean it up a little bit. This is the shade Lumen. It's definitely my favorite, my most used one. I love the finish that it has. I love the way it sits on the skin. I just love everything about this bronzer. I just wish they gave you more. You can buy refills, and I do have all 4 shades actually, but if I could only pick one, it would be Lumen. And then the next one may be coming as a surprise because I haven't talked about this so much, but I love this bronzer and it's quite luxurious, and that is the Dolce & Gabbana bronzer in the shade 02 Light Medium. This is more of a matte bronzer, but it's not drying at all. It is so gorgeous on the skin. And does it have any, yeah, I don't think it has any glow to it like the Fara Homidi one, but the way it sits on your skin is so beautiful. I love the shade. It's very creamy. It is a powder, but it feels like a cream. And I also really like the packaging. So this is one product that I would go back and repurchase. Moving on to blushes, and I think this is going to be a little bit of a surprise. I was struggling a little bit with what is considered luxury. So I just picked 3 that I thought were very luxurious. The price was high, but it also felt luxurious. Again, I love the Dior, I love the Charlotte Tilbury blushes, but I decided on these 3, and I think they're going to be a little bit of a surprise, except this one, the first one, which is the Valentino blushes. I think I've talked about these so much. This specific color, the shade 4, is so unique. It does have this glow to it, and it's just, in my opinion, a very unique shade. It's not too pinky, it's not too peachy. It's, yeah, I don't even know how to describe it, because in person it has some glow to it. Stunning. Honestly, all the Valentino blushes I think are luxurious. They're worth the money. They do something so special on your cheeks. The next ones are actually the YSL blushes. And the reason I picked these over other ones that are kind of in the same price range, I think the packaging is very luxurious. It feels luxurious. It looks luxurious. And I love the formula. I also love the colors. I have the shade 06 here. I can't remember which ones I'm wearing today. Maybe the shade 23. I'm not sure. So these are my 3 favorite shades, starting off with 06 right here, which let's swatch them actually. Then we have shade 23 and 37. Here are the swatches right there. And I just love the colors. I think the colors are so beautiful, so everyday friendly, which is another reason why I went for these. I really like all of them, and I really think it gives this blurriness to the cheeks. So yeah, these are worth it for me, and I do not regret purchasing them. I have so many colors. I don't have all of them, but most of them. And then the last one is a surprise, I think, is this Chantecaille Cheek Gelée in the color Thrill. This is a very, very soft blush that is a little bit transparent, but the color and the way it sits on the skin is so beautiful. And specifically this color. I wouldn't necessarily purchase all the other colors that I have, but this color is so stunning. It's almost like that coppery shade, terracotta. It has a glow to it, and it's not very intense. You can build it up, but I find it so unique, so special, and I would miss it in my collection. This is another kind of blush that I use daily. Not necessarily so much on camera, but just in my little makeup bag. Let's move on to highlighters. I only have 2 to share with you. The first one is the new Prada highlighters. Wait, this is an eyeshadow. Never mind. Their packaging is exactly the same eyeshadow and highlighter. Okay, so the highlighters are 10 out of 10. They're so smooth. They're glowy without being too blinding and fake. They melt into your skin and they just look like you're glowing from within. I think they are some of the most beautiful highlighters on the market. They are powder and I reach for them all the time. I do like more kind of cream highlighters in general, but since I purchased these Prada ones, I have 2. I have the shade 1 and the shade 2. I can't remember if I'm wearing it today or not. I've been reaching for them so much. And yeah, I feel very healthy, like I'm glowing from within. They're very smoothing on the cheeks. They don't emphasize any texture. And I'm so happy I purchased both colors because I remember they were $90 a piece for one highlighter. And I was like, oh, that's so much money. But I wanted to review them and purchase both, and I use them almost daily. And then the other highlighter is the Victoria Beckham cream highlighter in the shade Pearl. I've used this so much. and it's a great kind of wet looking highlighter. Look at that. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. You can put it all around your eyes, you can put it on your lips, you can put it on your cheeks. It is absolutely gorgeous, and there's something so unique about this color, the way it sits on the skin. There's zero glitter. The same with the Prada highlighters. There's no glitter, absolutely no glitter, and it just sits so nicely on your skin. So these two are the only highlighters that I would like run out and repurchase. Moving on to eyeshadow, I did not include mascara or brow products. There's nothing in the luxury realm. Oh, I'm lying. Actually, the Chantecaille mascara, I have repurchased that many times. I would repurchase it. I will repurchase it. So I forgot about that one. I just finished one, so I don't have one to show you. I do have a backup, but that is one that I would 100% repurchase. But besides that, I do have some eyeshadow, and the Prada eyeshadow are one of my favorites. This is one that I did not give it great reviews because I thought that it looked like nothing, but I reached for it so much because it's so light and barely there, and that's just what I like on my eyes. I think it gives such a beautiful, elegant look, and I think it's beautiful. But also the shade, oh, this is my favorite. I think it's 09. Yes, this is without a doubt my favorite from their entire collection. All those browns are incredible. And then you have this absolutely gorgeous shade that you could just take the whole eye look to another level. They're truly incredible, and I would 100% repurchase this. If I lost it, if I broke it, 100%. The next one may surprise you because I don't use a lot of big eyeshadow palettes, but this one from Natasha Denona, this is the Bebop palette. I mean, look at it. It is so dirty, so used, but so loved. To this day, I would repurchase this. I think this is incredible. I got so much use out of it. I love the tones of this. I would repurchase this one, and I feel like I've got my money's worth. It is such a beautiful palette. I know they came out with their new ones, which are really, really beautiful as well. So maybe in time I would change my mind and like just pick this one. But this is still the one that I would just run out and purchase because I have so much love for this palette. I don't know, I'm just connected to it, and I think it's gorgeous. The next one is an old favorite. This is the Tom Ford Smoky Quartz. Very luxurious, but the formula's luxurious. The colors are beautiful. They work with my skin tone so well, and I do use it all the time. I know I don't talk about it much on camera, but it is still one that I reach for all the time. And then the last eyeshadow palettes are the YSL eyeshadow palettes. I think they are so luxurious, so beautiful. Look at the packaging. They have so many different color stories. I love this one. This is the 700, and this shade right here is so beautiful on the skin. Right there. Can you tell? You have to see it on the eyes to tell, but it is a beautiful, cool tone color, gorgeous. Another one that I really like is the 300s. Is this just kind of warm tone brown, and of course it's basic but great. And then another one that I love is the shade 200. These tones work really well with my skin tone, so I find myself wanting to reach for this as well. But I think the YSL quads would be ones that I would go and repurchase if I lose them, because I don't think I'm ever gonna hit pan on an eyeshadow. Now I do want to mention one more, which are single eyeshadows, and these are the Chanel single shadows. And these may seem so random to you, but I use them so much. These are one of my favorite makeup products that I own. This one specifically is in the shade 236. It's really beautiful. I love pairing it with the topper, which is in 220 Blanc's Pearl, I think. Right here, it has like a pink shift. I love combining these two. I'll show you right here. So that is the taupey shade, and I put a little bit of the Blanc pearl on top, and it's so elegant and beautiful on the eye. And then my most used shade is the 240 Brune Fauve. It is the most perfect, deeper red browns that I have in my entire collection. I use this one so much. I can intensify it and use it closer to the lash line, or I can just spread it out and fluff it up and use it in my crease. I get so much use out of this product. I think it is so beautiful, and it blends in really nicely. I love it. I would 100% repurchase this. The last eye product that I want to mention are the Victoria Beckham liners. I have zero regrets purchasing these, and I have repurchased so many. Any color, any finish, they are so beautiful. I use the black one in my waterline upper lash line. I tight line. It never budges. It stays on all day. It is perfection. I went through, I think this is my third one, and I need very little. So yeah, and the brown one is beautiful. They have cinnamon color, they have a burgundy one, so many colors. Absolutely worth every penny in my opinion. And that's it for eyes. Moving to lips. Okay, I'm struggling here. I'm going to start with a lip liner, and I only picked one lip liner that I think it's luxurious for the price, and that is the Fara Homidi liners. I have a ton of different liners that I absolutely love, but luxury, I think these are the best, and these are the ones that I would repurchase. They wear so well throughout the day. I love the colors. I love the way they blend into the lips. I can build them up. I can sheer them out. I think they are absolutely incredible, and I really like all the shades that I have. For lipsticks, I don't think I have any actual gloss that I'm like, yes, it's luxury. I paid $100 for it. I would repurchase it. No, but I do have some other lip products that I think are absolutely worth it. Starting with a Chanel, these dual lips, like liquid lips. What are these called? You know, I've had these for so many years, and to this day I have no idea what they're called, and the writing is too small. So I think that's the problem. I never know the name of them because the writing's too small and I can't read them. But I have many more colors, but these are 100% worth your money. They will last all day long. Absolutely all day long. They have great nude colors if you want. They have bright reds. They have so many options for you. They will not transfer. They will last pretty much all day. You can always reapply the gloss, and these I will repurchase. I have repurchased, and no regrets purchasing those. And another one that I used to talk about all the time, and it is very luxurious, are these Clé de Peau, I think they're lip creams. Is that the name of it? I can't remember. It doesn't have the name of it. But the color is Chocolate Cosmos. This is my favorite lip cream liquid lip product in my entire collection. Now, I used to rave about it all the time. And then again, new products come, and you know, I'm not going to repeat the same thing over and over again, but this still lives in my purse. I think this is my second one, and these are very expensive, but they're very luxurious. I do have another color as well that I really like, Flame Lily. But if I could pick one color, it would be the other one, but this is absolutely gorgeous as well. Look at that. So good. And they have a beautiful gloss as well. Yeah, so those are some that are very luxurious, very beautiful. And then the last ones I want to mention, I think they are surprising me because they're new to me, but they are the new Dior On Stage lipsticks. These are very expensive. I think they're $48, $49, close to $50. And I find that very expensive for a lipstick, but I cannot put them down. They are so glossy, so beautiful on the lips. I love the colors that I have, and I use them all the time. Also, it's one that I always get questions on. Like if I'm wearing one of these, they're like, wow, your lips look so juicy. What is it that you're wearing? And it's one of these. This one is in the shade, not that one. My most used one so far is the shade 390. And it's this one right here. It is more intense. It's supposed to be like a blue tone red. It's not. It's more orangey than anything. But I really like this with a darker lip line. I think it's so beautiful. We also have 222, which is a beautiful nude color. Gorgeous. So, so good. And then, of course, the shade 120, which is, I feel like, everybody's favorite right there. Okay, I love them all, but I would say my most used one is the 390 and then 120. These three are my most used ones. The only thing that bugs me so much is that it has to be perfectly aligned for the cap to go on, and that drives me insane. And then a lip balm kind of gloss are these balms from Prada. I like the lip balms better than I even like their lipsticks, which I love. But these I would repurchase in a heartbeat. They're so glossy. They're so beautiful on the lips. And I have here in the shade, absolutely no idea. It doesn't have a name on it. This is so, so juicy and glowy. It's like the pinkier one. And I also have their banana one that has the tiniest bit of sparkle through it. And this one was sent to me. I did pick up the other one. But if I lost this banana one, I would go back and purchase it because I've gotten so much use out of it. I think it's so pretty and hydrating. And it gives this like golden kind of, not shimmer, because it's not shimmer, it's super, super soft, but it just gives this effect to your lips that I think it's really pretty. And my lips were so dry. I'm glad I put that on. And I am going to stop here. I could go on and on about the products that I love that I don't regret purchasing. However, there are many products that I regret purchasing. So if you want to see a regret video, let me know. I would actually love to do that, to kind of de-influence you on some of the products that I just regret purchasing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me all your thoughts down below. Thank you again, Idyl, for working with me in this video. I will have everything linked down below, and that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.